Let's look at one more problem related to the Smarty and Gobstopper trade. Suppose Jen has 42 Smarties. How many Gobstoppers would Amy have to give Jen in trade? So notice this is the same idea, but now we don't know the number of Gobstoppers, we know the number of Smarties, and we're going to find the corresponding number of Gobstoppers. Okay, so here are the two ratios that we've made. We'll have them handy to see which one will be most useful. Now notice there's 42 Smarties, okay, and the ratio is comparing 7 Smarties to 4 Gobstoppers. So I'm going to divide the 42 by 7, and I'm going to get 6. So I want to cut this 42 into 6 equal pieces. Okay, so first I'm going to cut it in half, and then I'm going to cut the halves in thirds. I'm a little bit better at that one. Okay, so this would be, so now this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 equal pieces. This doesn't need to be extra long. I just drew it that way because it was easier to mark the half. Okay, so now each of these units is going to represent 7 more Smarties. So we'll start at 7 and we'll count by 7. 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, and then 7 more is 42. Okay. Now how is this going to relate to the number of Gobstoppers? Well, we know for every 7 Smarties there's 4 Gobstoppers. So I'm going to line up the tick marks, and I'm going to count by 4s. So we have 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, and 24. So notice 42 Smarties corresponds to 24 Gobstoppers. Okay, so now let's see how we'd set this up symbolically. So we're starting with 42 Smarties. Now I want to multiply by the right ratio to find out how many Gobstoppers. So notice we divided by 7 to break it into these pieces, and then we multiplied those 7s by 4s to get the number of Gobstoppers. Okay. Now notice this corresponds to 4 Gobstoppers and 7 Smarties. So we're multiplying the 4, 42, dividing by 7 and multiplying by 4 with this one ratio of 4 sevenths. Notice I know I set this up correctly because the Smarties line up. I'll just let them cancel. One on top, one on bottom. Now we're going to multiply across. 42 times 4 over 7 Gobstoppers. Okay. I'm going to simplify this a little as we go. Here's 42 divided by 7. I'm going to divide them both by 7. This cancels to 1, and this is 6. Remember, that was the 6 we got up here. And then you multiply 6 by 4, so we have 6 copies of 4 to give us the 24 Gobstoppers. Okay. So the number of Gobstoppers for 42 Smarties is 24 Gobstoppers. Sorry, that doesn't look like a 4. I'll fix that. 24. Now let's write a corresponding proportional statement, and we're going to use our units. Okay, so let's use the conversion ratio. You can think of this as converting Smarties into Gobstoppers in the trade, just like a conversion rate maybe for money if you were to change dollars to euros. So we have 4 Gobstoppers is to 7 Smarties, as, well, the corresponding amount of Gobstoppers was 24, so I put that on top because the Gobstoppers are on top there, and it was 42 Smarties. Okay. And the proportion without those units is 4 sevenths equals 24 over 42. Okay. And notice in terms of equivalent fractions, I would multiply 4 by 6 to get 24, and 7 by 6 to get